All right, guys, so what we're going to do here is go ahead and work with a larger female. And basically what I do is have them put their hands up over their head as high as possible so I can get the spray underneath their breast. Typically I do this first so that way we can make sure that that is good and gotten. And now we're able to work with the rest of the body. Make sure you dry this area really well because anytime skin is touching skin, it can tend to sweat. So if you would like, you could even put a little bit of powder underneath the breast before they put their arms down. Now I'm going to spray tan the rest of their body just normally. A lot of the times I like to make sure that their legs are spread apart because sometimes skin can touch skin, and when that happens we can run into streaks or other messes. So we want to make sure that throughout the body, and this is with anybody, that skin is not touching skin. We're now going to work with the backside. If you do see that your client is sweating, please wipe them off and dry them well before you start spray tanning them because it can become a little bit of a hot mess, and we want them to feel as comfortable and have the best experience possible. So as you see here, I'm drying her with the hose, and now I'm going to go ahead and just spray tan the rest of her body. If you feel like your client is really sweating, please just spray tan them lightly and go ahead and powder them as soon as possible. If you run into any streaks, any drips, anything like that, make sure that you go ahead and blend those mistakes before they get any worse. On this part, when they put their arms up, you have the ability to get underneath the breast again, or if you feel like you need to get the sides of the body, you can have them tilt over to the right or the left, basically opposite of where you're standing, so it can open up any crevices, any wrinkles that might be appearing. I do believe that the hardest part about spray tanning anyone that is a little bit larger is typically the amount of heat and sweat that they have on their body. It's not so much the actual technique, it's very similar to just any person, right? But we do get this question a lot, which is why I wanted to address it. So just make sure that your client is nice and cool and comfortable. If you do need to put on the air or if you need to put a fan on them, make sure you do that so that way they're comfortable and you're making your life a lot easier, so that way there's no sweat marks or drips or any type of mess that can occur. With all clients, I like to make sure that their arms are away from the rest of their body. If I feel like they did put their arms down at any point in time, I have them put their arms up so I can make sure that there's no streaks or anything like that underneath their arms. If they do get tired at any point, they can put their hands on their underwear or clothing lines. As you can see here, I am getting a little bit of powder, putting it in my fist, and this is another way you can apply powder, but again, it is a little bit messy, so beware. And I'm going to apply the powder on her entire body. Now you can do this in between the time that you're tanning certain parts. So if you find that it's very sweaty in certain areas, you can immediately powder as soon as you're done tanning. And that's it.